Copyright disclaimer. Under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit educational or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Viewer discretion is advised.
For many in the Midwest, starting their St. Patrick's Day.
Whoa, what the was that?
A stunning kickoff to celebrations when a fireball streaked through the sky. Followed by sonic booms so powerful they rattled pets, cameras, and the overall sense of calm.
We heard this boom, big boom, and a vibration in the building.
NBC station WKYC in Cleveland, speaking with a business owner whose windows cracked as calls quickly poured in to Ohio's emergency services.
Definitely not a gunshot. It sounds like more of an explosion. It's definitely too big for fireworks.
NASA confirming hours later it was a small asteroid, nearly 6 feet in diameter, weighing about 7 tons and moving at nearly 40,000 miles an hour. The streaking blaze of orange capturing the attention of eyewitnesses from Virginia to Delaware, Maryland to Pennsylvania to Ohio. 10 states, D.C., and even the Canadian province of Ontario.
Rocks hitting the atmosphere, even the tenuous upper atmosphere at that speed, it's like slamming into a brick wall.
Ralph Harvey is a professor of planetary materials at Case Western Reserve in Ohio, who says that car-sized meteor actually isn't that rare.
In asteroid terms, it's small. There's almost no likelihood they would have seen it ahead of time.
Just this past summer, another meteor tore across several states in the southeast. Whoa! Before leaving dents in an Atlanta area home. And in 2018, a meteor exploding over Michigan, producing shaking equivalent to a 2.0 magnitude earthquake. Now, the latest aerial phenomenon producing headlines in Pennsylvania pronouncing Great Balls of Fire for a meteoric moment that's left a definite impression.
Bro, did I get that on my dash cam?
By the way, as if we don't have enough to worry about here on Earth, now we've got meteors.
Just the end of the world.
Yeah. But like you said, you point out it happens every day, but there's a system in place to make sure that we're okay, right?
There actually is. It's relatively recent, within the last few years. NASA tested out this DART situation, right, which is a double asteroid redirection test. That's what it stands for. Effectively, they proved in 2022 that you can take a spacecraft, smash it into an asteroid, and it will move that asteroid off of its original trajectory, should circumstances warrant. Now, the American Meteor Society says that you actually will see a meteor falling to the United States about once a day. There's these whole networks of cameras once a day that track them. However, because of the fact that we have cell phones now and all these security cameras at homes, we're just seeing it more often. But the reality is it is a daily occurrence. It's just not usually anything
What is that called again? The what? DART?
The DART.
Okay.
Don't ask me to actually say that acronym again because I don't remember what those words stand
Is Ben Affleck in that movie?
He probably was. Armageddon/DART 2 is coming to a theater near you.
Thanks, Sam.
Thanks, appreciate it.
Hey, thanks for watching. And don't forget, you can catch the Today Show every morning on NBC or take Today when you're on the go. Just follow the Today podcast on Apple Podcast.
Shalom, beloved brothers and sisters, Jews and Gentiles alike. Welcome. Thank you for being here. It is good to be here. Great glory to the Mighty One. All praises to the Most High God Almighty. This is prophecy being fulfilled and unfold right in front of us here. Today is, of course, for me, Zedek, March 19th, 2026. And this is airing on Friday, which is Noga, today, March 20th, 2026. Some of you are celebrating the new year with the beloved brother Big Judah. And me, myself, I will celebrate mine tomorrow on Shabbatai or Saturday on the 21st. There are certain corrections that I need to make based on the new timeline we had entered. Personally, I already made those corrections on myself. So I'm advising anyone out there that try to celebrate the New Year's or any of the feast days, so to speak, to look at the ages, because we are in the new ages. Things are not the same way that they used to be during the time those people were in the blessing. We are now in our blessing, we are emerging out of the curse and entering the blessing, while those people are doing pretty much the opposite. They themselves are into this dilemma where they are watching their blessing slip away, and they are not seeing the curses. They are seeing the blessing getting away and unto us. So we have this prophecy in the book of the Apocalypse of Abraham, number 10, thunder voices and destroying earthquakes. Thunder voices literally mean loud boom, and the weather, tornadoes, flood, or anything related to the weather. But the thunder voices, as we explained it years ago, the loud boom, the meteor will appear and it will disturb people's soul. It will literally make them afraid. And once they see those things, they'll be moved and dismayed, and we are not. Then again, this is for the people that's been here for quite some time, and we've been studying and following what the good books are saying. Now, for the new year and my Passover on my side, the 21st will be my new year. 2021st, it's those between those two. It's between there, but mine is, officially 21st. And I will celebrate my new year and do what I need to do and pray and think and reflect for the 2025 that we still on. We're on the last day of 2025. That the Holy One had blessed me, blessed my family with health, more knowledge, and He did not literally get rid of me. And I will reflect for the 2025 year where I gained wisdom and where I lost, where I dropped the ball, I procrastinated, or I just right out being lazy not to do certain things that were supposed to be done. Because we have to understand, beloved, we are entering a new age, an age that we are in control. And it's been a while. We have not been in this position. And for many of us, this is our first time. And because it is our first time, we don't really know how to adjust and attribute our energy to this type of behavior. For instance, those people are not the center of knowledge anymore and wisdom. They are losing their finances. They already lost the sword. They lost the whole Caesar Borgia Christianity, religious stuff. And those things are coming back onto us. So sometimes we have to think, should I go ahead and pursue this type of endeavor to earn a living, or to do this and do that? Because this hish is going down. The proper path for me to do is to do something on my own, rely on my own, standing on my own feet and do my own stuff. I can't go to those people and ask them to help or to show me or to teach me. I can only ask the Holy Spirit. Indeed, there will be certain things we will go to people that do not look like us or are not our people to learn certain things so we can add it to our arsenal. However, this new age, it requires not only the new people to come to do this, not those old folks that been doing this thing. Those old, now I am not talking about age. I'm talking about those people that been there and pretending, oh, they're about to come in power. No, we have to come and do this, and this is incredibly hard. It is very difficult to come up upon power like this, and you don't know exactly what you need to do and what you are going to do. Okay? So some of us, oh boy, Sister Lisa just uploaded a video called she about to go live. Automatic draft registration approved by Congress. Is automatic military draft registration coming? Well, yes. I haven't watched the video, and the video I haven't. To the people, I told them the draft is coming. It is coming, and then when it does, they're going to draft a lot of people that claim they are part of this thing, because a lot of folks, they follow the red herring. They didn't abide by what the Most High gave them. They want to be, well, they didn't want nothing to do with us, that's all. So they took the red herring. So when the draft came in, a lot of those folks gonna have to go too, because you claim this. The Holy One give you something that was set apart. You rejected it. So this is going to happen. The Christians out there, a lot of people are going to be drafted in this thing. And there will be somewhat a fight. Not even a fight, a little skirmish, like, a little pushing line, and then eventually people will follow through because, you sign up for this. But nonetheless, I will speak about that in the midst of this whole thing. Oh boy, where is this stuff? I had my thing in there. Where did I put this thing? Oh boy, I misplaced it. I misplaced it. So, once we're coming upon this power, beloved, this type of power, it is incredibly difficult. You really don't know what you're doing, but you have faith that the Holy Spirit will guide your hand, the angels will be there, and you are doing the best that you can. However, the thing is, it's not about numbers, beloved, okay? It's not about how much people we get in our crew, the more people. Me personally, I prefer to be lean, to be simple, to be efficient. All right, I really do not want a bunch of people that are there trying to escape whatever that they've been doing. But the great influx is coming. Now, with that being said, beloved, what seems to be the issue here? What is going on? Well, people are associating these type of things as natural phenomenon and NASA and stuff like that. The Book of Miracle Meteor. Alright, well, that's the AI for you. Alright, so this is the Book of Miracle. We talk about this book all the time. We show it, and the three sons. We show everything, and the swords and things like that. The meteors, three-eye atlas in the mist. This thing is there, okay? This is the Book of Miracles. All right? It is there, le livre des miracles. Das Wunderzeichen. Okay? That's wonder. It's the German Deutsche for miracle. We talk about this, and it shows the dragon and all this stuff and all those things going on, and people think this is a game, but it isn't. Those things happened in the past. It was registered. This is their internet. This is their YouTube. This is their social media. This is their Instagram, their TikTok. This is how they record those events. Just like right now, when we put everything on the internet and the video form, 500, 600, 700 years from now, people won't use those things. Okay, they will use another form of media. And when they do, they will go ahead and see how we store information. They're like, wow, that was so primitive. When we were talking about those things, what happened over there in Pennsylvania and all over the place, and we record them on our videos and stuff, and they have a different form of media. Most people will not understand, but the expert will know that back then people had cell phones. The cell phones has camera. They use a form of photo. They write things down and stuff like that. Well, this is pretty much the same thing. Those folks saw those things and they write them down, the suns and all that stuff, and those things are happening right now. Okay, they are happening right now. So plague number 10 right here, it's the thunder voices, the destroying earthquake, the loud noise, the loud boom are coming, and it is terrifying to 83. They don't know what's going on. A lot of them already thought like that was some kind of Iranian tic-tac thing that was they were sending. They thought it was Iranian sending popcorn, which there is a strong possibility. I told my people the draft is here, and a lot of people are going to be drafted. And a lot of folks going to have to go fight because they choose to fight. Okay, remember a few months ago, I believe September 2025, couple of months ago, 6 months, 7 months ago, this fellow, Mr. Kirk himself, Sir Charlie, remember what happened to, well, you know, to avoid whatever this thing, let's take James T. Kirk, you know, the Captain Kirk. Let's take Captain Kirk himself. Captain Kirk got nicked in the neck. And when the incident happened, let me see if I can get this. For those of you that may not know what had happened, well, the aftermath after. So around that time, you had this, okay? Okay, my guy said Appalachia is ready for civil war.
I'll eat them all day. All day, let's go. You ready for this? Watch it. Shit, big guy. Come get you some. All day, baby. I'm gonna eat them all fucking day. Let's go, baby. Can't touch this, big dog. All day. Yeah! Come get you some.
So you got all those dudes calling for civil war, fighting, and you know, people wanna do things, people wanna fight, people wanna shoot people, because it is always easier when you know that, hey, I can go ahead and shoot those people over there. Not only they ain't gonna fight back, my government, my people will protect me, they will provide for me, and I will be found innocent. And above that, their own people, those people that I'm going to shoot and kill and murder, they will forgive me, they will defend me. In fact, 99.99% of them will be on my side. If I murder one of them, there will be people that look like them that will be out there defending me and say that person was in the wrong and stuff. So it is always easy when you know, or you already know the outcome of the war. There's pretty much no danger, you know, doing Captain Kirk got taken out and all those dudes were calling for civil war. They were mad, and then they weren't mad at each other, though it was one of them that did this. Somebody that looked like them. Somebody that is part of them. He got betrayed, he did this. But they want to come after our people. And when I say after our people, they want to come after the children of the light, the true actual, the Atlantean, the descendant of the gods. Not all of us, but they want to come after this, after these people. And they're going to do their best to do that because they already know that, well, that's what they knew. Our people can't fight back. We have nothing to fight. Well, what are we going to do? Guns? That's when they thought the blessing of the sword were in their hand, which they still believe that, but this war says something else. Now, you got this thing going on in Iran. Those dudes are nowhere to be found. In fact, they like, yo, I'm not going to be drafted into this thing. But those guys, Iran is threatened to destroy the United States, right? They threaten your livelihood. In fact, they raise your food prices. They make college so hard. They make your rent, your mortgage, property taxes. They make life so difficult. They are the one doing this. We need you to go over there and fight those people because they hate America. They say they've been doing this for 47 years. They are like a couple of days, a couple of weeks close to their nuclear whatever. They pose a bigger threat. Go fight them. Nah, man, you know, gang, nigga, I don't want to do this. You don't want this, big boy. You don't want that. Well, they are a threat according to your government. according to your own people. Go fight for freedom. Go protect the weaker one. When it comes to our people, those folks have no problem. They all will band together and come and destroy. Just like you see them all banding together online under certain banners. And they will come against our people and then mistreat them, saying things. Me personally, I never did respond, because back then when I was about that life, I would have been emotional and respond and try to get involved in stuff like that. Most people didn't even know who Captain Kirk was until he got nicked. He was just some dudes venting out there, being prop. A lot of people are giving him money because he was saying things that they wanted to hear, things they couldn't say, but this dude would have said it because he was somewhat protected. And the sword turned upon the captain, and then he perished. So things being quiet on that end. But those dudes that are out there was flaunting, they want to go to war, Well, there's a war out there. You guys need to go ahead and defend America, man. Defend the world. And the draft is here. It will be enacted. And there'll be a little pushback, a little skirmish, because this is what it is, beloved. The moment they announce the draft, people like Captain Kirk and his followers will think like, okay, well, they ain't gonna draft me. They will draft them. They will draft you. They will draft others. There is a video where this happened. Unfortunately, you're going to see this, okay? I didn't want to bring that, but because of this, there we go. World largest gas field engulfed in flame, oil prices by saw 119 per barrel, whatever. So, U.S. airmen crash. And was it Kuwait? Yes, it was Kuwait, and then there was this dude. Well, they should have put the identification. Fueling, U.S. airmen. Let's put fuel. U.S. fueling. I had the video. Okay, I think this is the one. But they put the dude picture right in front. You know what? Let me go ahead and go get it. So, okay, this is the video. Unfortunately, this is what they're going to do, and this is what they're going to continue doing. Okay.
And Tech Sergeant Tyler Simmons was just 28 years old, and with him being an only child, his death is one of tremendous sacrifice. Tonight, with heavy hearts, Tyler's family shares memories of the man they say served with honor. Heartbreak is the only way to describe what.
So you got this brother right here that perished doing a refueling session. Okay, he was not in active duty. They were in the airplane, and something happened. The plane fell off the sky, and they all died. The report keeps saying it was friendly fire that keep taking those airplane down, but it is not. Okay, he died.
But Tech Sergeant Tyler Simmons' family is experiencing. The man who still loved adult night at Skate Zone and lit up the room with his personality and had his mother's dimples is gone.
You know, he had $1 million smile. When people see my cousin, they're gonna be like, that smile was gonna take him places, and it took him to his dream job.
But as they gather to watch video of Tyler working that dream job, love and pride.
So they have to put the black family here. They have to put the image there and saying, listen, black people, we need your ass. We need you to come over here and be emotional. We need you to go pray. We need you to call Jesus. We need you to pray for us. Pray for America. Pray for this guy. Above all, pray for the war. because we want to win this war. We know that you're a patriot too. You are this, you are that. There are thousands of white folks or other nations that perish in this war. They only say somewhere about now 7. We keep telling you, if there is a war, 7 people die, this isn't a war. Thousands of missile launch, 7 people die. That means all those bases were basically empty. Which could make sense. Which could mean like all those people died during the fiasco that you had during 2020, 21, 2022. Anyway, so what you are seeing here, they have to put the whole family there. We need to come together and pray and stuff like that and things, okay? Yes, there are certain of our people that have loved ones that are in this institution and organization. We already told you. Me personally, the only thing I can do, it's the Michael Pentacle. If you have loved one or you are in this and you want to give me a call or send me an email, if you know what the Michael Pentacle can do, it's a form of protection. That's all. But if you are under judgment, no matter who you are, no matter what it is, judgment gonna come to you. But it is always good to take a form of precaution. If you're part of any organization or you have loved one, they need one. Okay? All right. So this is the family they put over there.
It is now overshadowed by unimaginable grief.
Tyler's gone. Oh, help me, Jesus.
Okay, help me, Jesus. All right. So they have to put those Christians in the midst and people that don't know this is a judgment against the so-called black Christians in the black church and people that sold their birthright and get involved with this church. This isn't about the military, son. This isn't about that dude. This is about generation that made covenant with the church till this day. They don't want to let go, and this type of things are happening. Unfortunately, the children going to be paid for that because this dude was the only child. He was the only son. And this happened.
The tech sergeant was one of 6 airmen who died Thursday night when their KC-135 Stratotanker crashed in western Iraq. This family, collateral damage.
He was truly an amazing man. And to do the job as an air refueler is a special person. You have to be kind of smart to do that. And you know, he was loving. He loved his dog, Grayson. He loved his family. He's loved his friend, Shayna. You know, he's just that guy. And he would do anything for you.
Tyler's parents remember the exact time uniformed officers showed up at their door that night, 10 o'clock.
When he opened the door, he said, "Oh, no."
There you go. The brother was 28, 2 + 8, you know what to do. The uniform airmen show up at their door at 10, and this is on Local 10 or News 10. You know what to do. You know who's in the midst. I am not making this up. All right? Let's listen to this again.
Anything for you.
Tyler's parents remember the exact time uniformed officers showed up at their door that night, 10 o'clock.
When he opened the door, he said, "Oh, no." And I jumped up and ran in there, and they were lined up out on the porch. And I was like, "You've got to be kidding me."
Cheryl Simmons never wanted her son to join the military. Tyler was their only child, but she says there was no stopping him. He loved his country and his job with the 121st Air Refueling Wing at Rickenbacker.
So, again, mothers have this thing about them, especially if this is the only child. They're like, well, I don't want you to go join the military. When I was young, I was 17, and I didn't know what to do. I wanted to go join the Marines. And I did everything to join the Marines, and I couldn't. And it is because of those people, prejudice and racism that saved my life. when I went and tried to sign up with any of those military services, the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, the Navy, even the Coast Guard, I was badly treated. I was humiliated because of the way that I spoke, the way that I did things, the way that I talk. They already figured out who I was. They read the spirit in me. They didn't even let me fill an application. The guy, when I went to see the Air Force recruiter, because I couldn't get in any other way, and the dude looked at me, he like, we don't take those. He said, well, when I get there, he said, we don't take GED, we don't take any high school diploma. No, not high school, alternative high school diploma and stuff like that. Say, you can leave now. The dude didn't even let me talk. I didn't even, I just say, yes, sir, can I help you? Say, we don't take GED, we don't take high school alternative diploma and stuff like that. And I just standing there, I'm like, God damn, the guy didn't even let me speak. When I called my mother and I tried to tell my mom I'm joining the Army, she passed out. They had to take her to the hospital. My uncle called me. He was like, hey, what the hell is going on? Why did you tell your mom this? You know her. It was a issue, and this thing's still affecting her today. And when I call, I'm like, Mom, what the hell is going on? Why you pass out and stuff? She said, I didn't pass out. Something hit me when you said you joined the Army. I said, Mom, I didn't join the Army. I said, I'm thinking. She said this thing hit her and then she fell and she almost died. And when she come back and she gained her consciousness, she says, my son, do not join the military. I'm like, Mom, I have to because there's nothing. Because I was panicking. I just turned 18 and the pressure for me to get things done at the age of 18. Things were different back then. 2007, 2008, things were different. All right. So I panicked. Plus, when I was in high school, those recruiters came in. They make this issue look so easy. I'm like, God damn, I'm going to make $1,500 just by staying, training and stuff like that. I can do a lot with $1,500. I can really start my business. I can do this. I can do that. I can do this. And my mother say, I forbid you to go. I said, Mom, I'm going to join. You can't tell me nothing. And I did. I did everything that I could. But each time, when I went to the Army recruitment, I went in there. And then they say, okay, go to the computer to take a test. And then we will come back and stuff, whatever. I took the test. It took me about like 15, 20 minutes for the test. I've been waiting in the room for 3 hours. Nobody show up. And then when I got up and I poked my head and I asked like, yo, the guy said, wait, you still here? I'm like, yeah. He said, man, you need to leave, man. That's all. We don't need you to be here that long, man. You can leave. All right, go ahead, leave. We'll call you. When I explained one of my beloved that was in the Army, and she explained, she said it's something that they did on purpose. They let you there and stuff because there are certain, because I was a big dude. I lost weight. I was running, and I was somewhat a liability unto them. And then I realized that, okay, well, boy, I've been rejected everywhere. Even the police academy didn't want me. None of those things want me. I'm like, God damn, all right, well, okay, I'll just open my own little security things. I'll do security. That was the only place that barely accepted me. And then now, looking back, 20 years, 15 years ago, 19 years ago, 10 years ago, I'm like, you know what? That was a blessing. Me and my friend, me and Jim. Jimmy suffered the same thing. We did everything we could. We could not get in it. And I sat down, I'm talking to Jim. I'm like, yo, son, what the hell is going on? Are they not liking us? He's like, I don't know. And we did attributed these two racism. We're like, okay, well, they hate our guts, and there's nothing we can do. We cannot make those folks loving us, and if they already make their mind like this, we're good to go. Even my cousin that was in the army, and when I tell him I'm gonna join the army, say don't. I'm like, yo, I want to be like you. I want to say, don't do that, man. You're too young. You don't know. Don't do the things that I did. You don't know what you're getting yourself into. This is not all sugar, glitter, and gold, man. There are things out there. There are things that will have. There are things your own people will do to you in there. Those people that say that they will protect you or they're gonna send you there to protect, they'll do this. So here's the thing, all right?
How to love them people. And they loved him.
So much so, Cheryl says while he served in security, superiors saw something special in Tyler and invited him to join a new team as a boom operator. He was the one transferring fuel from the Stratotanker aircraft to other military aircraft.
Once he got in the back of that airplane, that was it. He said, I will retire from this, Mom. I will retire from this. I said, well, what about the pilot? You always wanted to be a pilot. I'll do that with commercial after I retire from doing this.
Now,
okay, so this is what we thought, being young, and we got recruiters coming and say, you don't have to fight, man, because I can clearly remember the recruiter say, hey, I never fought, man. Hey, you don't have to fight. I was a chef. I'm like, a chef? Say, yeah, I cook. That's all, man. You're not the guys that are going to send on the front line and stuff like that. I'm like, shit, sign me up, man, sign me in. I was so pumped. Because being in the military, man, back in the day was that was a lot of respect, man. I'm like, man, bitch is gonna be all over me and people gonna have respect. My mom, my family gonna like, oh, we have a son in the army. When I walk around, this is like the highest level of respect, and I want that respect. Man, I was young, 18 years old, just turning. I'm like, yo, I gotta sign this paper. Where do I sign? The guy said, right here. And then I say, okay, I took the paper. For some reason, I couldn't sign it. For some reason, there's a lot of stuff happen. I would forget. I almost got arrested. One day, I left home. I didn't have a car, living in Margate. I was walking to go get the bus, which is about like 30 minutes to 45 minutes to the bus stop. And the cop saw me, and I was working, and the cop turned around. He stopped me. He said, why you're not in school? I said, no, sir, I'm 18. I'm trying to join the army and stuff like that. That's why I'm going to the recruiters. And, because I was around 2008, the war, the crash, and the cop shake his head. And, he was like happy. He was a white cop, older, gentleman. And then he said, good luck, soldier, and stuff. I felt this pride in me. I rushed to the bus stop. I said, I gotta make it to the army. I didn't. I couldn't. I couldn't do this. But again, rejection is a huge form of protection.
Now, instead of looking forward to Tyler becoming a commercial pilot, getting married, having children, she and her husband are preparing to bury their only child.
And it stops. We're done.
That's it.
No children.
That's it. That was the only son, and that's it.
National and state leaders are.
That's it. So things like that, beloved, they happen, and they use this for sympathy. They use this for our people to come together and pray, and then get involved with this. For those of you that that been there, you already know my stance on that. And for those of you that are new here, you can go ahead and watch my oldest videos. I made my stand long time ago. I already know how this thing is going to turn out because, not only I felt it, it is written. Personally, I can't stop, slowing, evade, or change this. The only thing I can do, because of the position the Holy One put me, is to provide a form of alleviation. That's all. I can't cure. I can provide an alleviation to a pain. I can take the pain away. Sometimes you might need a break. You might need a 5-minute break. That's the only thing I can do for you. Because of the power the Holy One had vested in me. There are certain things I can do, but this There's nothing I can do about that. Yay, a lot of people now are technically starting to see what's going on, what was gonna happen. Now, I'm not putting down my beloved that are in the army or any of those organizations. This is not what that is. This isn't what that. This is not. If you are in any of this, you are protected by the Holy One. Nothing's going to happen to you. Whenever something they will try to deploy, like the sister, we publish something for the Intra Templum. Go sign up on Patreon. Okay, go download it if you're in the army or whatever like that. You will need this, you know. You never know. You need some form of protection. And then if you need something much more harder, harden, deepen, deeper, stronger, email me. Like I mentioned multiple times, do not waste my time. If you don't know what this thing is, don't get it. If you have doubts about it, or if you are afraid, or you're like, okay, well, this is too much money or whatever and stuff, I can guarantee you this thing is cost less than a funeral, less than the whatever this the pain that you're going to suffer, like this mother is suffering. All right, this thing going to come, and then they're going to do anything that they can try to draft. What they're gonna do, beloved, they're going to put the blastos out there and try to draw your energy. So, man, they're only drafting black people. They're only drafting a certain stuff. They only drafting a certain acronym and stuff like that. We need to do this. We need to do that. We need to fight and stuff. Do not get involved. No, this is prophecy. It had to happen like this. It's supposed to happen like that. Don't get involved with those people going out there losing your mind for something that, there's nothing you can do about it. All right, let's keep on moving.
That wasn't a thunderstorm passing through the area. It was a loud boom, though, shaking doorbell cameras and a home, all from a 7-ton meteor streaking across the sky, nearly 6 feet long, traveling at just around 40,000 miles an hour. Of course, it's been the big story today. Thanks for joining us for the news at 10 o'clock. I'm Chris Fry. NASA says the meteor exploded just north of Medina. A lot of people saw the fireball as it made its descent. Caitlin McCarthy spoke with an astronomer about this rare sight.
When's the next time you think we'll feel and hear something like this?
Probably not the rest of your life.
Wow.
Yeah,
Today
this is
once
kind
in a
of
lifetime.
Right. This is kind of a once in a lifetime thing. It really is.
Astronomer Jay Reynolds describing Tuesday's extraterrestrial experience in Northeast Ohio. According to NASA, the 7-ton space rock traveling at 40,000 miles per hour that lit up the sky was first detected just before 9 a.m. It traveled more than 34 miles through the atmosphere before breaking up and some fragments falling over Medina County.
What you want to look for is something in your backyard that shouldn't be there. Look at the rocks, look at them carefully, and you'd be surprised. I can show you one that you look at it and say, well, what's the big deal? Yeah, it's a meteorite.
He showed us what meteorite can look like.
It's sliced open, and now you can see the little shiny things in there. So the little shiny thing is iron.
Charles Dubber in Medina believes he may have found a piece in his driveway.
My driveway is white, and this rock was sitting right there. Out of the blue, I looked down and there it was.
He says he plans to hold on to it and find out if it's the real deal.
It's,
excuse me, okay, channel 19. Whenever you find something from the heaven, that fell off from the heaven, don't call the news, don't call anybody, call me. If something fell out of the sky, you found it, whether it's a rock or an entity, call me. Call our people. Hey, she's in our hand right now. You don't need to go out there, post the number one rule, don't post anything online. They come and knock on your door. Did you see anything? No, I didn't see anything. Do you have anything? I don't have anything. You hold on this thing. You call the men of the Lord, the one that are vested, the one that have the blessing upon them, you call them, and then we will discuss business. Things like that are private. They're not supposed to go online like this. Again, this is break number 10, Thunder Voices, Loud Boom. And people are like showing the positives, well, somewhat the positive side and things like that. Now, the reason this is happening, beloved, is because Genesis 15, verse 13, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them for 100 years. And did 1619, 2019, right after 2019, the entire world turned upside down, and then it's been like this since. This year is going to make the 6th year, well, the 6th time you people been through this loop. And here's the thing. You folks do not know what a loop is. You know what a loophole is. That's why your laws, your articles, and charters are based on loophole. Everything, you make laws for our people. You make loop for our people. But you always leave a loophole so you could get out of the loop anytime. You get out of the loop all the time. But not this time. You folks know loophole. And all of your laws, it doesn't apply the same way that it applies to us. Whenever it comes to you something, there's a loophole, or your lawyer always finds something that suddenly pop up, and people are like, okay, what happened here? Oh yeah, this is this technical loophole. But no, since 2026, you fell into this loop and you try to get out. You can't. You desperate. You got desperate. You go with Sir Trump, which is doing a magnificent job. The other day, called the fellow Governor Gavin Newsom, the president of the the president of the United States, which shows you that you people are losing your mind. Your leaders, they lost their mind. They lost their mind. Things like that still happening, and you people are pretending everything is good. No. The blessing is gone. Judgment is here. And as I mentioned before, then before me, the good book mentioned, there will come a time you will seek our guidance. You will seek our wisdom. You will seek us. You will not find us. Okay? Because we already here. Genesis 15, verse 14. And also, that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And when Abraham, in that case, say, okay, well, how are you going to judge this nation? And the angels give the 10 plagues, okay? Sorrow, fiery, destruction, pestilence, famine, destruction by earthquake, and the sword, the war that you see, increase of hell and snow, wild beasts will be their grave, pestilence and hunger will change to destruction, execution by the sword, and flight and distress. 10, thunder voices, the loud boom. This is only, excuse me, the beginning. Now, what's going to happen, beloved? Those boom going to become much more frequent. And then when they happen, a bunch of people are going to die. Because of the vibration, boom, 20,000 people die in that state. They just find them dead at the steering wheel inside of the house and stuff right after the boom. Another boom, 50,000 die. A third boom, 1 million die. And then people are like, oh, it's the meteor and stuff like that. And most of the time, beloved, the chosen won't hear those boom. The chosen people will not hear them, won't see them. They won't know what happened. Unless something happened, they're like, huh, there was a boom there? I live in Ohio. I live in Pennsylvania. I didn't hear anything. I didn't see anything. The hell I was asleep or what I was doing? Many of the time, people, the chosen, be like, okay, what happened here? There was a loud boom, boom. When was that? Like a few minutes ago. Oh, I must have been asleep. Oh, Mary, I was asleep. I didn't hear it. What happened after that boom? Well, the moment the boom happened, all those people fell on the floor and they're not breathing. Let's keep on moving. Okay? This is another version of it. Okay. Even the dog, like, you know, the dog got spooked. All right.
Tonight, meteoric levels of confusion in Cleveland after a loud boom rang through the region, frightening the pets in this person's backyard and stopping drivers in their tracks.
Oh, what the was that?
Because, excuse me, the order's going to be dismay. And again, beloved, stay away from those people online. There'll be a few blassos that's going to come online, try to, you know, oh man, they're coming after us, man. It's the elite. Aliens are coming to get us. We need to band together and stuff like that and things. Don't get involved with those people. Just ignore them. In fact, the best thing you can do, you can say, do not unsubscribe, block, do not suggest, do not recommend video. Oh, oh boy. Oh boy, it's already 2. Crap, how long we are into this thing? Oh, not even 1 hour yet. Well, let's keep on moving. Do not get involved. Excuse me. Do not get involved with those people, because what's going on is here out there, the blasto, you will never see them, hear them talking about the injustice that are being done to our people by 83. They will talk about other stuff. More like to put your mind into some form of shamble, into some form of chaos and discord, distortion. Tea, they will serve a lot of tea out there, and whenever we share our tea, they don't want nothing to do with that. They don't want to touch it. They will take this thing and make it how Elon Musk is coming after you, or the elite is about to take power and stuff like that. Do not let those people infected you. Keep firm. Be in your prayer.
The fireball also spotted as far away as Pittsburgh, streaking through the sky.
Anyone that's in Northeast Ohio, did you hear the loud boom?
It sounded like a freaking bomb went off in the Cleveland area.
NASA says it was a meteor fracturing into small pieces when an asteroid nearly 6 feet in diameter and weighing around 7 tons entered the atmosphere.
The ground beneath my feet was no longer stable.
Ralph Harvey studies planetary materials like these at Case Western Reserve in Ohio.
We're just basically talking about space debris that's falling into the Earth's atmosphere, right? Why don't we hear about this kind of thing more?
Well, the main reason is it's actually more common than most people think. What's different about this one is it came during daylight hours right over a major metropolitan area.
So it turns out.
What are we, dinosaurs?
It's nothing prehistoric or even life-threatening.
There is a huge comet headed towards Earth.
Just a fiery moment shaking up some shocked Ohioans. Sam Brock, NBC News.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top
and
stories.
The movie Don't Look Up is a very great movie, which shows you this huge meteor coming towards Earth, and everybody don't care. People didn't care. The elite try to be saved, try to leave, which they can't leave at all. This thing killed 98% of the population, 2% survive, and things like that. You know, great movie. People do not care. They're like, well, meteor's coming, what's up with you? And stuff like that, you know, gang. People were partying and stuff like that, but nonetheless, this is what it is, okay? Let's keep on moving. Now, excuse me. This story happened here in Florida, in West Palm Beach, West Palm County, I believe. Now, listen to this fellow, okay? And then we will go ahead. Let's see, is that about the CBS stuff? We will go ahead and decipher things, okay?
First-degree murder, capital crime, carjacking, firearm, punishment by life. 4 counts of several first-degree murder, firearm, also punishment by life. Possession of firearm by convicted felon. They did not see the balance counts. I see that on this page here. You don't don't see it on the.
I don't see it on the booking either.
Okay, so we're just dealing with counts. I said capital.
Okay, this dude is being charged with capital murder. All right. Let's put this over there. Okay, he's being charged. He shot 5 people. I believe one of them, he was a young man. Okay. He was a young dude. He had a young black man. He had a job. He had a child. He was on vacation. He go visited a family member. And while he was in the car, this dude came in and shot him in the head. All right. So people usually thought like this is some gang related stuff or somebody owe him money or somebody did something, because that's the usual, the typical story being told, like, hey, this guy, he was beefing with him or women involved or some kind of money thing and stuff. But it wasn't. It was just a random guy doing his stuff. And then he ended up, he ended up killing the dude, okay, murdering the dude. And this is the reason.
The actual victims who thankfully still alive.
Thank you, Your Honor. And they are all listed on these no contact orders. And of course, no weapons.
Yeah, they're all either capital crime or crime punishable by life imprisonment. That's it.
Our office has a conflict will be before
Well, Mr. Gibson, Mr. Gibson. Right now, the public defender is doing good. Public defender represents you right now. He said they're going to submit an order later.
Can I say something before we start?
Okay, he wanted to say something.
In your best interest.
And they keep telling him it's not in your best interest to say anything, man, because anything you can say can be and will be used against you. But he said it anyway.
I'm not going to stop you, but it's not in your best interest.
Okay.
Just step back off the microphone.
Okay. So, sir.
They're like, yo, don't speak. Don't speak.
It's getting feedback. That's better.
How you doing, sir? So my problem is I be seeing things, sir. So I'm in the courtroom, sir. All the police that I be seeing, they don't be coming to open the door for me. Well, it's one of the police that's in the room last night. He was actually a good person. Sir, I be fighting things that y'all cannot see.
So he cannot express what he saw, and he's right. Everything that he tried to tell them, hey, out of all those police officers, only one of them is human. Only one of them was a good person. All those guys standing, all those people around me, they are not what they claim they are. I can see them. Okay? I can see them. I've been fighting things you people can't see. And he's being real. He's saying stuff. Okay? But most people will think this guy have some kind of mental illness. He doesn't. He just don't know how to use his powers. He just don't know. He freaked out, and then he come under the influence of those beings that he's seeing. Remember, we told you once you saw them, they see you. There's no going back. Once you know their existence and they know you, there's no going back. That's why you need to train yourself when you see those things, and they will know that, okay, he's one of them. I'm not going to approach him. I'm going to leave him or her alone. And this dude literally, he tried to explain, but he can't, because this is how this thing does. Once your mind get involved with another reality, you realize this is not the only reality that exists. There are others out there, and then you won't be able to speak. There are certain things you cannot describe. They don't have a word for it. There are certain stuff you see, there is no word for it. You just have to relate it to things that you say, person, people, and people looking at you, hey, you lost your goddamn mind, you're on drugs, you're this. No, this dude actually saw those things, okay? And those things actually took over his mind and make him do this stuff.
So, the door for me, well, it's one of the police that's in the room last night. He was actually a good person. Sir, I be fighting things that y'all cannot see. So Therefore, how can you put someone in jail that's fighting something that you can't see? When I was on the highway driving, it's 3 cars. What's the devil's number? 6, right? It's 3 cars. Every time I went hitting speed, I'm at a speed limit. I see 3 cars every time I hit the gas. Ain't no cars on the road. It's just me. It's 3 cars that pop up. 1, 2, 3. Then it's 1, 2, 3 again, right?
What he tried to explain is the repeating pattern numbers. Like how people say, Big Levi, why I keep seeing the number 66, 75, 12, 144. Everywhere this total always coming to this. And they are not freaking about it because the Christian church taught us if you see those things, it's the devil. If you see those things, oh, you're in trouble. If you see those things, oh. If you see those things, oh, it's witchcraft. If you see those things, oh, this. And then people start losing their mind. They're like, the devil is following me and stuff. When those things are coded communication. Angelic being, other entity being, communicate with you. Demonic being, communicate with you. Why would you think the only angels can talk to you? Every being can talk to you out there. Any energy will talk to you. Doesn't mean they need to hurt you and stuff like that. They are conveying a message unto you. And your duty is to calm down, write it down, meditate upon it. And he's not lying. What he's saying, it doesn't make any sense to anyone out there. But to us over here, we study those things. It does make sense. He keeps seeing the number 3. There is no car, but yet he keeps seeing the 3, 3, 3. 3 plus 3, 6. And he tried to go to over there.
Okay, the people that were supposed to be killed, they didn't die and nobody died. Obviously, right?
One person did. You do have 1 count.
Nobody died, sir.
I'm just.
You want to show me how? I shot every one of them people. Nah, shut up, man. Let me talk. I can't talk to the judge, bro.
Everything you say is being recorded.
Okay, let me talk. Then if it's being recorded, then it's being recorded. I shot every one of them people in the head. They're not making it back. My cousin, he was supposed to die. That dude that hit the floor, oh yeah, he died. A lot of people were shot in the head, sir, and went back up right in front of my face. So, therefore, how the can you wake back up in front of my face after I shoot you? How are you gonna wake back up? Please tell me, sir. That's impossible. You cannot wake back up after somebody shoots you in your head. And if you check that camera, you can tell that these people are with me. I'm chilling to myself, sir, right? I'm chilling on the bench with my cousin Elmo, right? Okay, so why you keep talking to me and you not letting me talk to him? I can't even hear you, sir. I can't hear you. No, it can't be used against me because I'm talking what I can, what my heart need to tell whoever listening, bro.
And those dudes, they have YouTubes, they have Instagram, they have TikTok, and they have huge following. They have millions of people following them that are out of their goddamn mind. And then they will go around. They don't understand what they are messing with. They don't understand what things is. And any little thing they will accuse. All those people are psychic now because they can see. The thing is like with this fellow, the reality that he was seeing, which we'll call the multiverse, is just merging with his reality. He doesn't understand it. He shot those people in the head and they come back up. That's not like the guy, he died though. The body died, but the soul come out. He can see the soul came back up and walk around or fly out. He doesn't understand it. And he tried to explain it the best that he can. And people are like, okay, he got, mental illness and stuff. No, he doesn't.
Okay, let me talk. Okay, I don't even need you, sir. I ain't gonna lie to you. I do not need you. Please, can you please tell him shut up, Judge, please? I can't even talk. He's not even. Thank you, sir.
trying to give you advice.
But, sir, I'm fighting something I can't even see. I see it at night. I see it now looking at you. I don't know how to fight it, sir.
Okay, I see things I'm fighting things I cannot see, okay? but I see them at night. I see them looking at you right now because he's too weak. Mentally, he's too weak. And those things are effing with him. Those jesters, those clowns, those demons, they are effing with him. Okay, they are using his mind and make him committing crap. To them, it's a joke. Our reality is a joke. It's like a circus. Because you behave like a jokester, well, they're treating you like a joke.
Mr. Gibson, what I can tell you is that your attorney that you're going to get from ORC,
Okay, you know, camera, sir? I'm sorry.
the attorney that you're going to get can file motions to determine whether you're, number one, competent to stand trial, or whether you were competent at the time. And that's the time that you should be discussing these issues. You shouldn't be discussing them now.
When I was in Stony Brook, sir, and I had that gun, that wasn't my gun, first off. That's
not talking. Speak to you later.
Look, sir, I don't care, because I'm speaking the truth in my heart. I don't care about shit you saying, I don't care. I'm talking to that dude right there, the judge right there, I'm talking to him. I'm not worried about that, what nobody's saying. I'm talking to him. I need to get this off my heart.
Mr. Gibson, we're going to be done for now. So you don't have any bond, you have an attorney.
So they have to remove him. Because the dude tell you straight up, like one of them is looking at you right there. You know, and those things are here. And this is the guy that he shot, okay? This is the dude.
Police are revealing new details into a deadly mass shooting over Riviera Beach.
Investigators say what started as a fight quickly escalated into gunfire, leaving 5 people shot and 1 did not survive.
Now, police now identifying the victim as 25-year-old John Halberton III. They say that the man is accused of killing him, actually referred to him as a family.
CBS 12 News reporter Katie Benty spoke with the victim's mother tonight. She joins us live in the newsroom with details. Katie?
Jim and Liz, we have just learned all 5 victims in last night's shooting were men ranging in age from their late teens to their mid-60s. The man who died was just 25 years old. I spoke with his mother tonight, who tells me that her son, John Richard Halliburton III, had just become a new father with a baby girl only 1 month old. This was the scene Monday night, Sky 12 flying over Azure Estates in Riviera Beach after a series of shootings left 1 dead and 4 others hurt. Authorities say this is the man responsible, 20-year-old Terrell Gibson of West Palm Beach. The man he's accused of killing, someone he referred to as his cousin, 25-year-old John Richard Halliburton III. I spoke with the victim's mother, who says she wants her son to be remembered for who he truly was.
He was not a thug, and what happened to him was not right. My son had a job. He was on vacation. He was supposed to go back to work today, and this is what happened to him.
Police say it started just after 6 p.m. when a fight broke out. Gibson asked his cousin to bring a gun and then, according to authorities, turned it on him.
Gibson stated that he had
Okay, so there you go. He was fighting. And this is the mentality that I cannot understand. And this is the same mentality that's going online. Whenever there's a fight, somebody's arguing with someone, they are either losing the fight or the fight is not going well, and then they will involve everyone in there. Yo, nigga, go get me a gun. I got to show. Yo, man, I got a gun. Here's my gun. He take the gun and shoot the guy that brought the gun to him. People are arguing. A group was arguing over there. Another group, you have nothing to do with this. Next thing, people draw you into their stuff.
To get rid of the demons. He proceeded to shoot his cousin.
Okay, the dude, Chief, you see, this is what's going on here? All right, Chief, that's the name. I'm not making this up.
And this is what happened to him.
Police say it started just after 6 p.m. when a fight broke out. Gibson asked his cousin to bring a gun and then, according to authorities, turned it on him.
Gibson stated that he had to get rid of the demons. He proceeded to shoot his cousin Halliburton along with other individuals at the location.
Police say Gibson shot multiple people inside the complex, then ran, reportedly attempting a carjacking, and shot 3 more people. He was later stopped along I-95 in St. Lucie County, where authorities say he confessed. But for Halliburton's mother, this is about the son she lost. She says he had just become a father and was supposed to go back to work today. Now she's left with questions.
How can you be so evil?
All right. Can you be so evil? He had a sister, he had a brother who loved him dearly. He was loved. He was so loved. Lord, he took my baby. That's what it is. And we keep telling those folks that because of this, I'm going to refer this category as the 2/3 have things on them. You don't see it, you can feel it. And if you can see those things are there following them, controlling them. Anytime you see someone, especially if this person always have something in the system, well, it's not them. There's something in there. And those things can easily take up their mind and make them do whatever. When they are in a crowd, the whole spring break things, and then they go to those gatherings and stuff like that, plenty of stuff are there controlling them because they are mentally, spiritually weak. And this is the only way for the 2/3 to learn. And there's nothing we can do about it. We have loved one. I told you a story about 2/3 cousin that is in my family that's serving life because he took out 2 sisters. He loved one of them. He was giving her money. She kept telling him stop. She doesn't love him. He kept giving her money, and then she go ahead and marry another dude. He killed her and her sister, and he fled. Shot both of them. Quiet dude. Okay?
John he had a sister, he had a brother who loved him dearly. He was so loved. He was so loved. Lord, he took my baby.
And there you go.
Absolutely heartbreaking. As for Gibson,
horrible
he's
things, man. Horrible things. But this is the time. This is the time, man. Horrible things. You know, those dudes, they're around, okay? And they will speak like whatever, and people will follow them. People will send them money. People will see this dude is the truth. And so because they don't know what they are seeing, what they're messing with, because the church told them everything that you see out there is the devil, especially if this thing is something you do not understand. Go take a gun and kill them. Dude probably see other entities that don't look like our people. Doesn't mean they are evil. They just look different. They look scary. And the next thing you know, those people, they freak out. And then they will take gun and say, I'm going to shoot and kill this. Because that's what we learn. Okay? Time, man. This time, how long we are into this thing? It's already 2:30. Oh, boy. I gotta leave there, man. Okay? All right. So, let's keep on moving. Horrible.
Thank you, Secretary Hexa. 2 questions for you. The Vice President has often emphasized that the goal of this war is to denuclearize Iran while also avoiding a larger quagmire. I know that you touched on this. I'd like you to expand on how do you do that? How do you denuclearize the country while also avoiding this, forever war? And then there was a report last night that the Pentagon asked the White House for $200 billion for Iran war supplemental. Can you confirm this, and can you explain why a package this large is necessary?
Well, first of all, none of this would have been possible without Midnight Hammer, without that audacious mission with very clear goals that did obliterate their ability to enrich and the capabilities they have in those facilities. So it created the conditions for Iran to step forward and say, okay, you can reach out and touch us like that in our nuclear ambitions. You can see that we're still trying to do this. Let's make a deal. And President Trump put our 2 best folks on it, Steve and Jared, and they worked diligently, earnestly. I watched it to try to pursue that deal. And ultimately, I think the whole time Iran sort of said, well, we'll talk.
Oh, boy.
As we build more missiles and as we build more UAVs and we create this conventional umbrella so that if we chose to, we could try to reconstitute the program. And sort of naively thinking that President Trump wouldn't do something about it. And that's why, as Secretary Rubio has said, and I've said, it's the conventional umbrella that was growing and growing and growing that was meant to protect that nuclear capability. So you had to address both what happened with Midnight Hammer and what happened with that as well. As far as $200 billion, I think that number could move, obviously. It takes money to kill bad guys. So we're going back to Congress and our folks there to ensure that we're properly funded for what's been done, for what we may have to do in the future, ensure that our ammunition everything's refilled, and not just refilled, but above and beyond. I mean, President Trump as he said, rebuilt the military in his first term. Didn't think he'd use it as dynamically in his second, but he had. So thank goodness he did that. And an investment like this is meant to say, hey, we'll replace anything that was spent. And now that we're reviving our defense industrial base and rebuilding the arsenal of freedom and cutting deals like our great deputy secretaries here is doing, long lead times on exquisite munitions, we're going to be refilled faster than anyone imagined. And I think we're also still dealing with the environment that Joe Biden created, which was depleting those stockholders and not sending them to our own military, but to Ukraine. Which is every time we reach back and look at any sort of a challenge we have, it goes back to, well, send it to Ukraine. Ultimately, we think this should be these munitions are better spent in our own interests at this point, and this kind of funding bill is going to ensure that we're properly funded going forward. We'll take out.
Oh boy, those people, man. It's just how you guys even it's like, yo, how you people even do this? How you guys just sit there and then tell all those things? At one point, beloved, listen, there's a clear difference between a lie and a truth. If a person steals something and you said you saw the person steal it, other people saw it, it's caught on camera, and then when they caught the person like, yo, I didn't steal this, which is a lie. This is a lie, okay? When the person said, I didn't steal this, it wasn't me. Who you seeing this? It's not me. And then they caught the person with the item. They took the item from that person. The person still saying this is not him. That's a lie. But this person got caught stealing, and they're asking the person, why did you steal this? You are a thief. He's not saying he's not a thief and stuff. He's not telling you like some life lesson. He's not telling you how a volcano works, how the air cooled the fire. He start telling you how shoelaces are made. And he start telling you how a river have fish in it. But not only fish, there's crawfish. Not only crawfish, there's little human with wings flowing under the river. They tell you a bunch of things that has nothing. Dude, you are a thief. You stole this, yes or no? That person is telling you about how to make cinder block. How to repair a car. And then keep telling you, you just stated that this is not even a lie. Dude, you're not even trying to sit there and lie, because the lie is not working anymore. It's just something unrelated, Joe Biden and stuff. All right, you guys just tell the people that, okay, we lost the sword, man, there's a reason why we call this thing, we removed the name, the Department of Defense, we call it Department of War, so we can go to war and do war. There was a reason, like a few months ago, you guys were serving the military, U.S. military serving lobsters and crabs. There you go. Okay, that was almost a year ago. 9 months ago. All right, I think this is the one.
Even when served lobster and steak, some in the US military doesn't want it. And no, it's not because they're picky. You see, many soldiers are accustomed to enduring harsh conditions, surviving on MREs in challenging environments. So why don't they like food they rarely get to eat? The only reason some soldiers don't want steak and lobster as their meal is because meals like this often mean one thing: deployment. Even when served lobster and steak, some in the US...
A lot of people knew this was going to come, but that's what it is.
While this might look like a good meal to you, soldiers in the military hate to see this meal. In the military, this meal has a completely different meaning. And let's just say steak and lobster isn't the only thing that's cooked.
We are going to war.
Soldiers usually have steak and lobster once, and it's right before they're sent away for deployment, not knowing whether they'll make it back or not. Look at this soldier excited to see that they've given her 2 lobsters. Little does she...
This is a child, okay? This is a young kid. This is a child. All right, though 18, 19, but you can see the key. This is if she ain't wearing any uniform, you would thought that's a 12-year-old girl, you know. But hey, that was the reason, beloved. Okay, they were giving lobster and stuff like that, and 9 months ago, a year ago, steak and lobster special, because they knew they are going to go to, the calm before the storm, That's what that's what they eat their last meal, because this Haitian is about to go down. And they will send 99.99% of the people that look like us through this thing so they can die. Okay?
And now to the very latest out of Cuba. Large shipments of oil and gas from Russia are on their way to Cuba as we speak. One of 2 tankers are expected to arrive just in the coming days. And our Erica Gonzalez is here. She's been following the latest coming out of Cuba. She's in the newsroom with more about these fuel shipments that are on the way right now. Hey, Erica.
Yeah, Austin, the second shipment is expected to arrive in April, and this is according to the Financial Times and our news partners at the Miami Herald. The shipments will be the first energy shipments for Cuba in 3 months, and since President Donald Trump imposed that oil blockade, the lack of fuel has pushed the country into a deepening economic crisis, and it's created massive disruptions to essential services. The Herald also reports that right now there are at least 2 American warships patrolling Cuba's north coast. If the tankers move closer to the island, the Trump administration would need to decide whether to let the Russians provide Cuba with that shipment. We're also getting some new video. Look at this. It shows the European organizations providing aid in hospitals there in Havana. This is at Cuba's main cancer hospital. You can see those boxes of supplies bearing the flags of the donor countries, also some messages of solidarity. Right now, the country is also facing that nationwide blackout that started on Monday. According to the Cuban government, more than half of the country is still in the dark. And this comes as Costa Rica is moving to shut down its embassy in Havana, calling the communist government illegitimate. Costa Rica's president says the decision was made over the poor living conditions and human rights violations on the island. The Central American country is also telling Cuban diplomats in Costa Rica to leave. Cuba issued a statement blaming the U.S., saying that the Trump administration pressured Costa Rica to close its embassy. And of course, you can stay with CBS News Miami for the latest coming out of Cuba. You can check out our Cuba in Crisis section. It's right there on the front page of CBSMiami.com. Austin.
President Donald Trump has a new threat to Iran: stop attacking energy targets or face a major backlash. That follows an Iranian attack on Qatar and an Israeli attack on Iranian gas facilities. Now, Doug Lazater has more from Washington, D.C. on this.
World energy markets are already roiled, and President Trump wants the attacks on energy facilities on all sides to stop. Massive flames caught on camera in Iran, what appears to be a major Israeli attack on the country's South Pars gas field. After Iran retaliated against Qatar, President Trump had enough, writing on Truth Social that if the attacks continue, the United States of America will massively blow up the entirety of the South Pars gas field at an amount of strength and power that Iran has never seen or witnessed before.
The United States is engaging in massive military coercion by saying, look, we can take out your energy, Iran. We don't want to do that because we do want to leave your country intact.
You guys are in a war. You still are threatening others, the things that you're going to do. I'm about to do this. Oh, if you don't do that, I'm about to do this. Get out of here. All right, then. Good. All right, let's keep on moving. Okay.
During an often contentious hearing on Capitol Hill, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard said Iran's regime is still in control.
The IC assesses the regime in Iran appears to be intact but largely degraded due to attacks on its leadership and military capabilities.
And the impact here at home is clear, with gas prices rising each day. Vice President J.D. Vance in Michigan saying the spike is temporary.
We're working on a number of things. In fact, a couple of things that I think will be announced in just the next 24 to 48 hours. I don't want to get ahead of the president on that.
And we expect the Vice President, along with Energy Secretary Chris Wright, to meet with oil executives today here in the nation's capital. In Washington, I'm Doug Lusader, Fox News.
And let's take a closer look at gas prices this morning. According to AAA, the average national cost for a gallon of gas is $3.88. That's 28 cents more than 1 week ago. In our state, the average cost for a gallon is $5.15. That's an increase of 41 cents since last week.
And the thing is, when it comes to those people, you guys are fighting. You guys are in a war. You still are threatening each other with this. I'm gonna, if you don't do this, I'm gonna do that. If you don't do this. One thing people don't know, you guys are not fighting each other only. There are other forces that you're not telling your people you're fighting over there, but we know you are.
Oh, now back to that daycare. It was gone in an instant. A beloved center in the community for more than 20 years. Destroyed by the raging flames yesterday in the Bronx. And today, parents and kids trying to come to terms with what to do now. The daycare owner distraught over losing something that she loves so dearly. Eyewitness News reporter Anthony Carlo with their story.
This is my only income. That's my livelihood. And I didn't even get to say bye to my babies.
The last time Maria Kaplan was with the children she looks after in her home daycare,
Everything is destroyed.
she was rushing them out of the 4th floor apartment through the thick black smoke that charred the hallway walls. Her babies helped decorate.
My student was sitting down on that table doing homework, and she started crying when she saw the smoke coming out from that closet.
The safe haven for learning and nurturing turned upside down. After years of creating positive memories, the last memory would be of firefighters trying to get the children out of the burning building after a fire broke out on the floor below Tuesday afternoon.
One of the kids said, I tell them he's our hero, he's coming to rescue us, and he said, do you have stickers for them? Because when they do something good, I give them stickers.
Maria has been running this home daycare out of her building in the Bronx for 23 years. She initially opened it with a short-term goal in mind. She was raising her own children. Then she fell in love with the idea of providing that service to other parents in this community.
My son is just such a bright kid, so it's really disheartening. And he grew so lovely and developed so well here.
As hard as it is for parents to find a good daycare, they found one at the kids' room. It'll be just as hard for Maria to rebuild. She says her license has been deactivated in the meantime. The children have to find somewhere else to go.
That's such a reward when you see them reading at 3 and adding and subtracting. And now as I woke up today, I'm like, and so what am I gonna do now? What am I gonna do now? 23 years, this is my routine. 7:30 to 6, 7:30 to 6, and now it's all gone.
In Kingsbridge, Anthony Carlo, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
As you can see, beloved, there are so many fires, you know. This one in New Jersey, okay. Quite a few of them is going on. You know what? Let's go ahead and take this one in New Jersey because we want to go get plague number 2 right here. Fiery conflagration of the cities. Things are getting worse and worse.
Destructive fire this morning in Branchburg, New Jersey. It tore through a row of townhomes, displacing more than 60 people in Somerset County.
Yeah, the flames broke out around 5:45 in an affordable housing complex along Old York Road. Thankfully, there were no serious injuries.
Eyewitness News reporter Crystal Cranmore live at the scene with more. Crystal.
Good afternoon. Yeah, about half of the people displaced were children, according to the American Red Cross. We understand that the fire department actually allowed a handful of people guided access into their homes, the areas that were deemed safer than the rest of the building, to get some essential items, but certainly a frightening situation for residents this morning. As fast-moving flames tore through this Red Rock Preserve apartment community in Branchburg, sheer panic set in.
Man, it was so scary. The flames was high, real high. I'm just happy my babies got out.
Kyle Davis had just gotten to work when he got word his home on Old York Road was up in flames this morning. He called his mom, who lives in another building on the property.
Told me to go to get his wife because she wasn't answering her phone. So I ran over there, but by the time I got over, her neighbor had kicked her door in because she was in there sleeping.
Neighbors looking out for each other as first responders arrived around 5:45 a.m. The fire reached 2 alarms, spreading quickly through the cockloft, impacting 24 homes, according to the American Red Cross. At least 65 people have been displaced.
We're working closely with the Borough of Branchburg and their Office of Emergency Management, as well as the County of Somerset, to determine what the best next steps would be.
There is a call for donations, yes. We're looking for clothing.
Okay, so for the people that do not know, okay, we used to have a section called, Church Caught on Fire. We used to have a whole Easter store, but that was back in 2021. All right, these things used to happen so much, okay? CFD Battle Church Fire on South Side. Let's take the most recent, see if we can get one of them right here, filter this through. Let's go for this year. Okay, this is the most recent. Okay, CFD Church on Fire. Official respond to deadly shooting and fire at church in Michigan. Look at this. God damn. Yo.
Right now, we're following a major church fire in Orange. Flames broke out at El Bethel Missionary Baptist Church on 12th Street early this morning. Community was at the scene all morning as firefighters worked to put out the flames. Derek Jones spoke with Pastor Ricky Guillory, the senior pastor there for the past 15 years.
We're here in Orange on the intersection of 12th and Cypress and 12th and West Orange Street. And sadly, the church fire that started early this morning has left the church in total destruction. We spoke with fire crews and fire officials. Right now, they don't know what caused the fire and when the fire took place, but there's nothing left. As you can see behind me, there's complete rubble, smoke, and destruction. And then this morning, we talked to the pastor, Ricky Guillory, senior pastor of El Bethel Missionary Baptist Church, who's been pastor for the past 15 years. He said he was woken up to the shocking news early this morning when one of his church members had called him.
So this is the, El Bethel Missionary Baptist Church by Pastor Reverend Ricky Guillory. Okay, this thing is completely and utterly burned to the ground. All right, so those churches, they are relic of the past, because they not only they are being burned down, they are being closed down. Okay, there was an article that came out a few weeks ago, stated like over 100,000 churches are scheduled to close down. Some of them already been closed down. The rest is just, they are closing down because who the hell go to the church anymore, man? There's no more blessing. You can't tell people anything anymore. The lies is done. It's up. The jig is up,
Him. The pastor rushed here to the scene where he described total destruction of the 55-year-old church building. The congregation celebrated its 76th anniversary earlier this summer.
55-year-old, 5 plus 5, you know what to do.
And Guillory says the fire is a real blow to the church members and the surrounding community.
It is a great impact for the community. We have about close to 200 people on the road. We have probably about 30 kids come every Sunday. So the community is going to be very...
Okay, let me go ahead and put a little accent on the kids or children going to school. By this time, beloved, every single one of you watching this should know if you send a child to church, it's child abuse. If you force any child to join any religious group, this is child abuse, because those dudes Those priests out there, they are pederast. They after little boys. Pedophile. They after little girls. Okay, if the child reached the age of maturity or puberty, they don't need this child like that. No, they are looking for small kids that don't know what's going on, what happened, and they can say anything. And most of the time, when they say something to their parents, they won't believe them because, like, he is a pastor, he is a priest. He would never do this to this 3-year-old boy. Bringing those children in the midst of that and then let them suffering. Like, no, man, no.
Impacted by this. Alberta has been there, like you say, for 76 years, been a stickler in Orange, so a lot of people are going to be affected.
Gilly says that he spoke with church members trying to find another worship site and that he's hoping to rebuild. In Orange, Derek Jones.
There you go. We're going to rebuild. Okay, the dude shirt is number 12, which has a star in it and stuff like that. 55. It's all over. This happened 3 months ago. About December 2nd, 2025. It's been a while. Okay, this happened in Amsterdam, 8 months ago. There was a shooter in Church of Michigan. Okay, okay, that's AI, so okay, let's see. Church arson, if you put church arsonist or arson. Okay. Let me see if we can get... let's say... upload date. Let's go this year. No. See, you can't go. YouTube need to do something better on the filter because you cannot choose the year. They just put upload date today, this week, this month, this year. You can't go by. You cannot filter this. Something that's the featured. Like they look at this featured in here, and then the features they don't put any news or whatever popularity. The one that is most popular. You can filter this. They should have a date filter. You can go all the way back in 2005 when YouTube just got created. Those old videos, they often are the best, but this is not good. Everything is in a freaking algorithm or whatever, man.
What's going on?
What's going on is my husband.
Okay.
Whenever he gets upset, he locks me out the gate.
Okay.
Last night he lost custody of his daughter, not my daughter. Him and the daughter's mom, his baby's mom, have been in a 2-year ugly custody battle. The mom lives in Florida. He won custody, but she just won her back. So you guys were here last night. He took the daughter and everything. He was in an upset stupor, going ballistic. I did not feel comfortable. He left out. I left out. When I came back, this is his 3rd time doing it. The last time you guys came was like a year ago. And they told him to his face, they said, this is Miss Howard. I've been here, living here. My address is on this driver's license. They said, by law, Mr. Howard, you cannot do that. Yeah, I do have it in the house. They said, if you do that, don't you know, I could have ran through the thing by law, but I don't want to do that because
Where's your car at?
I Ubered here. Okay. My car is right here because last night it's a pink i8 sitting over there. That's my car.
The what?
My car's inside of here.
Okay.
But how crazy and erratic he acts when you not you guys, but when CPS took his child, he was taking all out on me. And I'm like, I get you mad. Why didn't you say nothing to them and tell them that she was lying? I'm like, I ain't gonna say that because she ain't lying. I can't incriminate myself. So I walked away. As soon as they left, he came in the room and said, why didn't you say anything? I said, hey, I'm starting to get scared with all of this. I've been with you for only 15 months. Your daughter's 15. I can't lie to the police. And he said, fine then. Fine, I'm gonna show you. He took my stepson to him. He left out. Make a long story short, when he didn't return, a black guy pulled up in the house in a black truck, parked right where that white car is that's doing our pressure washing, got out the car and he's just sitting on the car. So I'm looking, I'm like, I never seen you do a day in my life. I called my mom, I'm like, Mom, it's this dude just sitting out here for 30 minutes. She said, get in an Uber and come to my house. I got an Uber, came to her house.
You can cancel the
I came back, he changed the gate on me again.
Your wife wants to get in the house and she can't because you locked her out.
That's not true though.
Okay.
I got 2 witnesses here and I'll let you.
Is there any way she can get in?
Yeah.
That's the simple question.
No, go ahead.
Right. And by the way,
Hold
I
on.
will subpoena you if you lie on record. So lie if you want to.
Hold on.
That type of person.
So this type of the whatever marriage stuff, those are normal stuff to the people watching. This type of thing happen all the time. And excuse me, the issue I'm having with folk that are online, especially people that look like us, they will take this type of thing, they will blow it out of proportion. No, this is a normal stuff. CPS or not. Anybody watching out there, so-called CPS are never on your side. They are not on the side of the mother, nor on the side of the father. They're here to take your children and do you know what with them. They don't care about that. They don't, especially if your ass look like us. They will literally take your children from you. They're not out there trying I was trying to discipline my daughter or trying to discipline my son, or I don't want my 15-year-old daughter to go out there and bring another woman in the house. I don't want my 15-year-old son to bring a grown-ass 40, 50, 30-year-old men in the house and telling me that, well, this is who he is now. I'm going to have to accept this. Oh, hell no. So they don't want to listen to this. All they want is get a body, get a child, and then take the child away from you. These type of things happen. And your duty, you as a whatever that you are out there, is not to get involved. This is personal stuff. You cannot take her side, say, oh, she is wrong or she's right. Take his side and stuff like that. You don't know what those people are doing behind closed door. You don't know what happened, who's lying, who's doing this. And this is one thing our people are expert on. Whenever they say something and it stick forever. Okay? There is this woman. Okay? Okay, TikTok. Oops, I go. Come on. The hell? TikTok women sued for 10 million. Oops. 10 million dollars. Okay. Okay, that's the one that got sued for 1.7 million. Okay, this TikTok woman, she for defamation, she got sued for $10 million. Okay. Yeah, I believe that's the one right here. TikTok sidekick loses $10 million lawsuit, but now claim they cheated in court. This is those people when they say something. Okay. TikTok detective ordered to pay $10 million after trying to win innocent women's lives. Okay, I think there's a guy that make a shorter video. Okay, you know what? Let's see if we can get this one. Not this one. Man, this is 43 minutes. Let's take a minute or two about that one.
This TikToker has just been given the most mind-blowingly massive judgment by a jury for defamation after she published over 100 TikToks and a bunch of YouTube videos claiming that this woman, a university professor, was responsible for the deaths of 4 university students. She went from making the baseless accusations,
teacher who potentially had the 4 Idaho students killed. She's the one who ordered the execution,
to gloating about getting sued.
But I'm actually gleaming with excitement. I am going to immediately start planning because I cannot wait to present my ideas in court regarding Rebecca Schofield and her role in the murder of the 4 University of Idaho students. How she planned it, how it was her initial idea, how she hijacked the court, how she enticed him and energized him and got him ready to kill his own best friend. Since they have the inability to understand it, I'm glad it can.
To mocking the plaintiff over the fact that she filed a lawsuit against her, even going so far as to use weird filters over her face to heighten her misplaced bravado.
I think this is how y'all want me to feel about a measly ass $75,000 lawsuit that I'm gonna win. Oh my God. Killer Rebecca is suing me.
To now, well, what can really only be described as cope.
People are coming to my page to see my response or to get information regarding how I feel about the $10 million verdict that was awarded to Rebecca Schofield. First, my thoughts are it's just slightly irritating because I was ready for this to be over. I wanted to receive a verdict that was fair.
Well, now reality set in. Reality set in. Because you guys think this is a game. Going online and defame people. Going online and claiming, hey, this person did this because I say so. Things that have nothing to do with our people, that has nothing to do with anything. They will go in there, they will make up a story and they'll stick by it until the story getting hurt. She was suing you for $75,000. You went out there boldly, you make claim, you go out there, you say stuff, now it turned out to $10 million. Now you are ruined not only you are ruined forever, you ruin your generation coming after you, whether they are your children or not. Ruin. And when you come back, you're still going to be in debt up until you keep reincarnated, and then all these debt are gone. That's what happened to a lot of people. The police came, they proved that woman was innocent. She was not the one who committed the murder. She had nothing to do with it. No, you keep saying no, it's her because she looked like that person. You make videos after videos. You got hundreds, if not millions of followers. You know, you're boasting your ego. Say like, yo, you're a good sidekick. You know, you possess this gift, man. You are freeing people out there up until Hish now settle. And then you realize that, God damn, I'm in the hole for $10 million, man.
Impartial and based on the evidence. And unfortunately, that did not happen. And because the jury could not be fair and impartial and base their decision on the evidence, we have to keep going.
And you know, every single step of the way here, this woman has made the wrong decision, both litigation-wise and just as a human being. And when I say every step, I mean every step. From recording and publishing videos mocking the woman she defamed, to trying to ignore the lawsuit to flee.
Okay, so she record, publish, defame, mock, ignore the lawsuit and trying to run to Bali and then try to... Those are the TP code. There's a black dude that explained this. This from the rat community. This from the rat side of the community. Those are the rats. They so inflame their ego, their pride. They will take any little thing. Oh, they will add on it. Yo, son. I still have people still talking about Whitney Houston and Bobby Brown, how she was murdered by whoever this person was. And they got proof. They know he did this. I'm sitting there, I'm like, God damn, son. Yo, why? And people in the comment board are so invested. Yeah, it's true what you're saying because I know this, I know that, I know this. Like, why, man? Literally, the entire person page is about defaming, marking this person up until Hish come back now. Things like, yo, shit got real, son. And the people that, inflated you, none gonna stand with you. Nobody, I'm not gonna be like, yo, help you pay a $10 million lawsuit.
To Bali and allowing it to go into default, to admitting in court that her conclusions weren't based on fact at all, but on intuition, to thinking that she was smart enough to navigate the complexities of both pretrial litigation and trial itself without a lawyer in a case where she desperately needed one. I think,
and this is where your delusion shattered. You think you're so smart. You're gonna go there. You're gonna explain how you're psychic. Things are whispering to you, show you things. You think that's how it works, by getting views and destroy people's lives. The reason why I played the whole thing with Dwight Howard, there was something that happened a few. I'm not gonna speak on that anymore. Okay, not Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard. Okay, all right. Okay, something happened a few years ago. Okay, Dwight Howard exposed divorce, gay allegation, and restraining order and stuff like that. Okay, Dwight Howard, Amy Luciani drama, body cam footage of her. Now that's like a few days ago. A few years ago, there was this video of the brother, that got some people bought some things that he got caught with one of them dudes and stuff like that, and they went after the man and they Photoshop stuff. Some of it, I don't know if it was true or not. But one thing that I know, whenever you got those people online, get on your case. Whatever they suspected, it is the truth. They don't need facts. I keep telling our people, most folk out, black folk in general, don't need fact. They need conspiracies. They need hint. They need things in the air. I knew because I said so. They need those. Present them with fact. We talk with those people, especially the Christian. You prove them front, back, forward, and side to side. They don't care about that. Yo, this is fire. The fact is fire. If you touch it, it will burn you. They believe if they touch it themselves, they ain't gonna burn. In fact, to prove it to you, they will literally take hot oil and douse themselves and light themselves on fire and show to you they won't be burned up until it does. And now they blame you for the 3rd degree, whatever, burn or whatever. Okay, so there was this issue with Dwight, and then a lot of people went online and start saying things that there weren't no proof. They just go around and saying stuff. And just like the fellow Chingy, okay? I'm typing with one hand. Just like Chingy, okay? Chingy on Sydney Star lying on him. I was about to stop taking photos, being an homosexual and stuff like that. Okay, this is the dude. Okay, literally. All right, this is a man right here. Okay, all right. So he ruined the life of the rapper. Ever since then, he did this. Chingy, nobody he didn't have any relationship with him. Nothing. He was just in a place. He was singing. Couple girls approach him, and the girls take picture with him, and that's all. This is the picture. He took the picture, okay? All right? And then Chingy was just like taking picture with people with fan, and then that's all. And then she went out there, he went out there and said he slept with him. They had a great relationship. He was in love. And Chingy, he didn't know anything when he woke up, and then people already trashed the brother online, and then they did everything, and he lost contract, and then he literally stuff. But that's what people do. And lucky for Chingy, this didn't happen in this era. That thing happened in 2005, 2006, 2005. It didn't happen like in this era right now. So yeah, when people see those type of things, they don't sit back and say, you know what, certain stuff may not worth it. I'm not going to get involved with this thing because I don't know what's going on. Dwight have issue with his girlfriend, wife. I wasn't there. Teenage girl involved. This is those people business and stuff. I don't need, I ain't got time for this. But you will have people that will use this to draw our people into this nonsense. To draw them into garbage and stuff like that. How long we are into this stuff? Okay, all right, got about another 6 more minutes to go. Okay, let's go. Okay, I think we.
And things have just changed.
There you go. This is when reality set. Okay, this is when reality set. A lot of people out there are living in this fantasy world. The so-called Christian are not living in the same reality that you're doing. 83 live in a different reality until it hit. He's a gang 2/3. And the only way for him to learn, and it's to get him this, okay?
Such an incredibly dangerous way with young people doing what I just saw you do on that screen. I cannot imagine the fear that that person had that was working in that store, that he now has, just trying to go to work, make a living, and go home. And he has 3 people come in and not just grab a little quick something and run out, but terrorize him for quite some time. Pulling him around, yanking him around, putting guns in his face, all 3 of you. I also, in addition to the PSI, get jail incident reports. And you apparently like to fight and jump people, which is what's been happening in the jail.
There you go.
So
he never learned. Never learned. Some of them never learn. Like we were talking the other days, the most I have to do this, they had to bring Jacob's trouble unto us because we never learn. We are stiff-necked people. Though we're going through this thing, we go with great pride and a hell of a lot of ego up until reality set in and shatter whatever fantasy that you had and you realize, I fucked up. I fucked up right there, son.
So it makes it very difficult for me to go, oh, this is somebody that's going to get out and behave, who can follow the rules, because you can't even follow the rules in jail. And the pre-sentence report shows that you're a high risk level, which tells me that after they've looked at everything, that you don't have, unfortunately, a good likelihood of being successful if I were to put you on probation.
Oh, boy.
And Mr. Coleman's right. We're tired of it. And there's got to be something done. So in cause number 25, DCCR 1759, I'm going to find that you entered your plea of guilty freely and voluntarily. I'm going to find sufficient evidence to find you guilty. And at this time, I'm going to find you guilty of aggravated robbery. I'm going to sentence you to a term of 25 years in the institutional division.
And there go. There go. There go the parents in the background acting out, yelling. I can't believe this, because that's what happened. You let your son go out there, do whatever the hell they want. Okay, they'll go do violent crime, and then when ever since they are children, when they do something, somebody say, hey, excuse me, ma'am, your son, excuse me, sir, your son, and you guys go after people like, don't you tell me how to raise my son. Don't you do this, don't you do that. What that does, it signal your son that you, no matter what trouble they get into, mommy gonna be there, daddy gonna be there to bail me out. Up until this. They got video of you men putting gun in people's face, terrorizing them, thinking you're in a movie, thinking this is making you gangster, this make you hard. Like the other judge, the black judge tell those kids, man, you guys shot and killed a 9-year-old girl. She was asleep. You were beefing at each other online. You took that beef in the street and then you start shooting. The girl was asleep. You shot and killed her in her sleep. That's the worst kind of the death you can find. While you're in your sleep, you can't wake up. You're in this nightmare. You can't wake up. You die. Now, when reality set in, and then people like, yo, I'm gonna go away for 25 years. You're young. The judge said you're young. You're like 18, by that time you'll be like 30, 40, you'll be like 42, 43 when you get out. No, he's 25. I think he's going to serve half before you're eligible. But let's say you go to the whole thing. He'd be like, 45. So not 45. 43, 42. 42, you're still young. Then you got like 25 years to catch up. And this is the reality of Hishman. And that's how they put this thing out there. They set up the system. If you effed up once, you think you hard, you go in there. And then when you go into those in prison and you're around harder people, you realize that, I was waving a gun in people's face. Those people actually murder people. They are soulless. They're a hell of a lot harder than I am. They're gonna do things to you, man. Okay.
Come on, Mom. Here.
I'm going to sentence you to a term of 25 years in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Corrections. You will receive credit on that sentence for any time that you've been in custody that the law gives you the right to receive. I'm handing you the trial court certification. This was not an agreement. You have some rights to appeal. I have also handed you a written admonishment regarding your ineligibility to possess a firearm or ammunition. Because of the judgment entered against you, you're ineligible under Texas law to possess a firearm or ammunition. Possession of a firearm or ammunition could lead to charges against you. You can talk to Mr. Rojas about any questions you have about that. I am making an affirmative finding of a deadly weapon. Mr. Fontenette, I understand that this is harsh, and I know you believe this is harsh, but I think this is necessary. I hope that you go and you make things right. You can get out of prison. You're still going to be young, and you can make your life better. That's going to be up to you, okay?
The Most High God Almighty saved this dude's life right there. Sometime the Holy One have to do this to us and put us somewhere 25 years in order for us to not hurting ourselves or getting killed by others. We talk about this. Moses had to spend 40 years away in the desert, well, in the wilderness, excuse me, not in the desert, in another country. And then after 40 years when Moses came back, all his enemy died. Sometimes the Most High have to do this because you refuse to listen. You think you hard. I'm hard, nigga. What's up? Shit. 2 years I can do this, with my eyes closed. One brother text, he said, excuse me, there's a guy that told him he planted a crime, and the guy said, nah, man, I'm not interested, man, because modern time, we'll get arrested and we're going to spend a minimum 10 years. The dude say, I can do 10 years, standing on my hands. 10 years is nothing. It's a breeze, nigga. What's up? Shit. 10 years. 10 years from now, it's like 2026. Back 10 years was 2016, man. Everybody can remember 2016 the way that it was. 10 years, man. 10 years from now, it's going to be 2036. I'll be out. Cool, man. What's up? But I did this thing. I got some respect on my name because people believe this type of thing still giving you respect. When you go looking for a job, starting a business, getting a loan, or establishing yourself. Say, hey, this guy, man, he served 25 years, man. He terrorized a bunch of people that didn't do nothing to him in an armed robbery. Put some respect on his name. Because that's how our people still see things. Like, yo, son, this she's real, man. I don't want to be part of this nonsense, man. And go ahead, do your crime alone, man. He got involved with another dude. Most likely somebody enticed him into doing this. Like, man, you gotta be gangster, man. We gotta do this. Like, yo. Whoa, slow down, nigga. What's up with you? There are plenty of other things that can be gangster out. There's Bitcoin, cryptocurrency. The most you can get for those things is, soft crime or whatever, if you do anything illegal. But putting a gun, son, that's something else, okay? Sometimes the Holy One have to do this in order to preserve your life. I think we should be good right here. It's pretty much the same.
Well, breaking overnight, thousands of power outages have been reported as we had the heavy rain and the strong winds leading to downed trees and lines.
Yeah, Megan Fee continues our storm coverage now from the WKRN.com alert desk with a look at some of the most impacted areas. Megan.
Nicole, Mark, one company with one of the highest numbers of outages overnight was CDE Lightband up in Clarksville. They had over 6,000 customers without power late last night, but they say now they're down to just 375. They posted these videos of their crews out. This is at Britton Springs and Peggy Drive, where you see that large tree fell onto their power lines. The company says crews are now working on repairs that are really kind of scattered across these different neighborhoods there. Checking in on a few other companies, Pennywell Electric reports 1,200 customers without power right now.
Anyway, beloved, as you can see, we have our album, which is out. Happy Jubilee. If you go to our channel, I should say you right here. And we have videos upload every single Okay, what the hell? What happened here? I don't need to switch up. Why is it, why is this thing is doing this? Did YouTube change it? I can see, the hell? I don't want to go to my video. Yeah, I think I need to go to view channels. Okay, so there you go. So this is the album. Okay, the album is out. You know, every day the videos are uploaded. All right, so brother Yeshua Music, the last video was well, the last video was yesterday. Every 6 p.m. you're going to receive a video. The album is out. You can go listen into it, and you can get it on Amazon. You can get it on Spotify, iTunes, and everything. So go ahead, go listen to the album. You know, go ahead and go listen to it. So we give the mighty one great praise, great glory. And we're going to leave you with peace. We're going to leave you with love. Let no one come and disturb your peace. What's going on out there supposed to going on out there. What's happening out there supposed to happen out there. 83 has no strength, no blessing, nothing. They are waiting on you to pray for them. Don't pray for them. Pray for their destruction. Pray for this thing to speed it up. Pray for our restoration. Do not listen to no damn Christian coming over there and telling you to take off your shirt and give it to people. Take off your shoes and walk barefoot and shirtless in the cold because this person that have a factory that make the coats and make the shirt and stuff, you're supposed to give him this to show people that you're not like them. That. Happy New Year, beloved. Celebrate your New Year. And I will see you folks whenever the Holy One says so.